Hey everybody, and welcome to the AJS News Show, where we're going to go over all of the stuff that happened in gaming news this last week.
But first, a very important word from our sponsors.
A lot of varies.
All right, I got here as fast as I could. What's the emergency? OJ, why are you naked?
Surprise.
That
was pretty important. Very important.
It's very important.
Hmm.
All right, let's get to the news.
Why do you have your suppository out?
Joe, this is not a suppository.
I don't know.
I got this. This is vodka from my friends in Poland. They sent it over to me. Military grade vodka.
You get drunk faster if you just...
Proceed.
Oh.
Ew.
Would you like some?
No, I know where it's been.
Good.
It's been up my butt.
Yeah. All right, well, first this week we've got some news about Activision Blizzard. Not just because they've got the WoW Classic and they've had some issues, but because a UK tax watch think tank has been kind of investigating how they've been getting away with paying almost no or very, very little taxes in the EU. And what they've done is, so they have set up companies in Bermuda and Barbados, and they say that they owe them tons of money. So they make a bunch of money, billions and billions of dollars, and they're like, oh, no, well, we don't make it. We actually owe these companies that don't pay taxes money, and they send all of that money down there. And so this is
As if it's not bad enough already, Alex, that they make all this money off the loot
So
boxes.
many loopholes, man.
But they don't even fucking pay their taxes correctly.
Yes.
That's
So there's a lot of
you
criticism
guys pay
there.
more than most companies.
Yeah.
that's actually true,
I
Joe.
know.
I think I read a report at one time. I almost don't believe it because it's so shocking. They paid $0 in taxes.
I think one of
I
them
don't
was like
remember which one.
Amazon. Like, they don't pay a lot.
There's a lot of
Majority of
large,
people do.
yeah. There's a lot of little loopholes that people take advantage of, and it's a really big deal because some of these countries, when they're like, "Hey, you're going to build your offices here, great. We'll give you all of these incentives. We'll give you," but because they're expecting the tax revenue, and they're like, "Oh, but we only made $7." Like, what do you mean $7? This says billions. It's like, oh no, we didn't make that. The guys in Bermuda made that. You can talk to them, but they don't pay taxes to you.
Okay.
Yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Damn
The
Fucked up shit.
Yeah, it's terrible. Well, speaking of kind of fucked up shit, 2K sent some investigators after a YouTuber this last week. And this is a kind of like an ongoing story that there was a lot of misinformation back and forth. A lot of people reported when there was little information, it blew up, and then there was clarification. But ultimately what happened was there's a YouTuber, and he offered people, he said, you pay me $5 a month and you get exclusive access to all of my little hidden things, my little leaks that I've got all this hidden information about Borderlands 3 coming up. So you pay me and I'll do that. He also went and he
Pay me for secrets?
for secrets. And apparently he was correct about a lot of stuff that he shouldn't have had the information for. He also taken some screenshots, did a little sleuthing, nothing, no hacking or anything. He was just clever.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That he took all this information from a Twitch stream.
Yeah.
And then he was just kind of, he did some really clever things that like a normal person probably wouldn't do, and then they would go and follow this account, and they'd follow this count, and then that he got the information that way. But you're saying that he's had other things before.
A lot of other things. It's according to 2K, they've been doing this investigation for 10 months. And so there's a lot of things where his paid for information service was really against the rules, so they sent investigators to his house. This is where the line was.
Yeah, that's
we crossed the line. Like, we've gone to the point where it's just like, this isn't okay.
No. Hey, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Up in your face, did they have guns? Did they have their jackets? Was it
They were
L.A.
suits.
Noir? Didn't 2K make that shit? So he was probably doing my little thing where I'm like,
So you're gonna talk?
Doubt.
no, see, that's fucked up. Now, I think a big ass fucking company like this going after a YouTuber is wrong. I think information like this, if he obtained it legally,
I don't think
big,
they did.
huge preference. If he obtained it legally, you shouldn't.
For sure.
Then
I
they
agree.
shouldn't come after him. If he obtained it illegally, which I don't know, I think I tried and other people tried to look that shit up. And If people tried to look that shit up and then stuff was deleted and we don't know whether he was actually, like you said, he was selling stuff on a Discord server. He says he wasn't, or I don't know if he says it, but other people says, oh, he says he was. Well, no, then that's it. That's it. You don't.
Case closed.
Case closed. You don't have an inside, and quite clearly it sounds like he had an inside
buddy that
source.
works. He works there.
That's probably why they sent the investigators to his house and be like, who the fuck is
because if you were the company, I would want to find out who the fuck it is.
Yeah, but you don't send investigators to somebody's house. You do that to your employees that you think are leaking the information. How would you know?
So
I don't know. That's not my department. It's for you to figure out. Don't go fucking harassing YouTubers who are just disseminating the information that are given to them, which could be wrong, could be right. I'm sure he's been wrong on things before, but apparently he was so right so many fucking times that they were like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, we don't know who crossed the line. It could have just been the investigators that were acting outside. They weren't probably given orders like trespass on his house and go question him in suits and scare the hell out of the guy.
They are the law.
Yeah, well, they are below the law. They're not supposed to do anything like that. The big issue is he got his Discord canceled. He's going to take a break from YouTube. And the problem is you cannot say that I've got access to these secrets and I'm going to sell those secrets. And that's the line that he crossed that he shouldn't have. And his statement was like, look, as looking back on it, I definitely shouldn't have done any of these things. So we'll just have to see what – I'm sure we'll get the information eventually. Like I'm sure there'll be some expose somewhere.
Yeah. Here's the thing. My take on this, and I heard this going down. And they don't need this bad press.
Yes.
Randy Pitchford has been over there running his mouth, making things look bad. 2K with the fucking, owned by Take-Two, and Take-Two owns GTA, and GTA with all their fucking microtransactions, their casinos, and all this other stuff. Like, right now is not a good time for this. Yeah. So there's a really fucking bad move to go and try to intimidate a YouTuber thinking you're fucking hot shit, and you're going to throw your chest around, right? Right? But no. Hey. Cuban energy, Joe. Is that Cuban energy? No. You could have just easily emailed the guy. There's some numerous ways you could have handled this. Like, hey, we think that we have an employee who's illegally leaking information. We can. Could you help us out? Could you consult? You could even pay him. Consult with him. Be like, hey, we need your help and figure it out what it's. Well, any number of things, right?
It's so dumb.
But no, instead they take the fucking, mafia strong arm. I know they made mafia, but they don't need to actually act like the mafia by sending people to your fucking house.
Well, yeah, if they send like two Alexes
and trying to delete your channel.
Alex? I'll tell you.
Trying to straight up delete your channel. That's another fucking thing. It's like that person is not responsible. It is your employee that is responsible, right? And he's just reporting on this information. Now, you might say, well, no, he's responsible too because the information is actually out there to the public. Well, here's the thing. I think Inside Gaming was actually the ones to report on this first, not him.
Are you ready for an exclusive scoop? Because we got one, and it is juicy. We got details about Borderlands 3 that nobody else has right here. This is why you subscribe to The Know for stuff like this.
Shh, don't tell anyone. Yeah. No, wait, tell everyone.
There, you should.
We've got info on all 4 main characters, their abilities, and some details about how much progress Gearbox has made on the long-awaited game.
This all comes from a source who we're going to keep anonymous, but they have knowledge about the upcoming game. That's why they're a source.
Okay, with all that said, here's what we know.
So Inside Gaming, did they get a cease and desist? Did they have people sent to their fucking house? No.
Well, that's why. So I think this is a whole situation that doesn't make sense with the limited information we have.
Right. But since he's not sharing so much, and 2K,
they said it's a 10-month investigation. If that is the case, that means he's been doing things for a lot longer than this one incident, and people are kind of focusing on it and going like, we just don't know what he's been doing, who he's been working with, and so if it is true that they've been doing this for 10 months, then he's probably done some other things that are, not so kosher.
I don't know that stuff. I like games, and I like playing games and reviewing games, and that's what I'm going to do. If you want to boycott it, that's fine. That's your prerogative. Mm-hmm. But, Dell has told me from what he's played, Borderlands 3 made him excited, and I want to check it out myself.
So I want to play it too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got a little bit of an update from what happened last week, as the corporate responses are filtering in from the shootings that happened last week, and how certain companies are reacting and poorly. We'll first start with ESPN. So we're getting a delay in their televised Apex tournament because they're afraid that
some backlash.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're thinking.
They're idiots.
And then
that's not even the worst one.
Well, and then Walmart decided that they're going to pull all advertisements and all display cases for all violent video games, but you still buy guns.
Scapegoating.
Explain that to me.
No, I refuse to explain it to you. I don't know.
I'll explain it to you, Joe. From their warped, I'll play devil's advocate. Okay. Why do I have to be the one when I'm about to tell y'all I actually defended video games live on fucking news on the television, which I'll show a clip and I'll talk about here in a minute. On Spectrum News here in Austin, Texas, I had to go and defend video games. But first, I'm going to tell you their warped perspective. Okay, so it's Walmart, right? In El Paso, where did the shootings happen? Happened in a Walmart.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So they are being a little overly sensitive because they were directly affected by it, right? And then all these politicians that came out, mostly Republican politicians, Trump, the guy from Texas, our state, and another state, were blaming it on video games. And I guess they made enough people riled up that sent letters over and comments to Walmart to do something, as if it's Walmart's responsibility that this stuff happen. So Walmart can't look like they're, we're not going to do anything, right? So they don't want to affect their bottom line, right? So they're not going to suspend the sale of this. They're not going to suspend the sale of even video games. They're just saying, you know what, here's the advertisements. We know you guys are going to buy the games anyway. It's just stupid little fucking posters and shit. Let us pull this. Right? That was their perspective. But I still think it's fucked up because you're capitulating. You are fucking publicly, it looks like you are blaming video games.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely incorrect because there is no fucking evidence that video games cause violence. I don't know how many fucking times I have to tell people this. And I went on Austin Spectrum News. And the segment was short enough to defend video games, and I'd like to present this segment here for you. I'll play it in its entirety. Check it out.
We must stop the glorification of violence in our society. This includes stop the we must stop the glorification of violence in our society. This includes the gruesome and grisly video games that are now commonplace.
That's the president days after two mass shootings in El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio. But study after study finds no link between violent video games and aggressive behavior. Online, Angry Joe has ranted about the hottest games on the market.
Joining a game now?
In real life, Joe Vargas is passionate in his fight against this debunked narrative.
You know, it really bothers me when those politicians try to blame video games for, causing violent behavior.
Vargas has had this conversation constantly for his 10 years in the video game industry. After years of research and studies, he believes the facts are on his side.
Japan has more video game sales revenue than the U.S. You don't see those mass shooting numbers in Japan or any other country that plays video games.
There's no way to control that once it gets into the home. It's up to the parents.
Erin Roof says she's keeping her 4-year-old son away from video games and YouTube to prevent addictive behavior.
It's my personal preference because I saw how his attitude and actions changed.
She still puts more responsibility on parents rather than the violent video games themselves.
You're your own person and you were given that child for a reason, so I think you parent based on how you see your child.
All right, let's come over here to Objective A.
Parents like Roof don't want their kids playing those games, but also can't deny the facts. That's why Vargas says he can call the argument around violent video games what he feels it really is.
They're just trying to distract people or use a scapegoat temporarily to distract from real issues that they need to be talking about.
Jordan Hicks, Spectrum News.
So, as you can see, they kind of cut it up and use a very small snippets of it. I really liked how they used like the parts where I'm rapid firing while I'm playing my games as if like Video games are like that at all times.
You should have just played like a work simulator or something else.
But I love the fact that that piece did call out the fact that there is no correlation between violence and video games. Even the news knows it. Even the news knows it at this point. And then the girl that didn't want to let the mother that didn't want to let her son play Fortnite because she was giving her son. I don't know what point she was making, but she was.
It's addicting.
I don't know. Yeah, it's addicting. That's totally her choice. It's parenting, but it doesn't cause violence, and it really depresses me when I see, places that sell video games capitulate and be like, oh yeah, we better take it away, otherwise there might be more shootings. No.
Do you think in the next week we'll hear something from GameStop just coming out and go, hey, we still sell video games? While everyone else is like shying away. They're like, hey, come on, because they need something.
No,
their stock is down again.
Poor GameStop. No. So there were some people that said where I was, and then IGN did this report where it's like, no, they're stopping the sale of video games, actual video games. And then I typed it in. I was like, I looked it up, and I was like, no. It was just the advertisement. They pulled it. And I said no. But then there were a few responses to my no, and I saw one tweet of a picture of an empty game case.
They're all in the back.
But here's the thing. I mean, anybody could take a picture like that.
Yeah, because all they had was the E for everyone.
That's Farm Simulator and whatever.
And then they took a picture.
Who knows? That could just be a bored Walmart employee. I don't know.
I saw that
Maybe
picture.
one Walmart actually did do that, and if so, fuck that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, what I read is that they took them off the shelves. They took down all the advertisements, but they're still in the back. If you go and request Call of Duty, they will go in the back and grab you Call of Duty, and they still sell it to you. They just took it off the shelf because
that's even worse.
More work for the guy.
Did you get confirmation in that? I will straight up say I didn't do the research to see if there was one Walmart that actually took the games off the shelf. If so, fuck Walmart. I retract all my devil's advocate stuff and defending them. It's
just pissing off your
you're
workers.
Pissing off.
God damn it! This is the 5th time.
Maybe that was
back.
just sometimes the Walmart employees, they get that letter to do this. Maybe they went a little too far and took them off. I don't know. Whatever it was, stop blaming video games.
A couple of Walmart locations are now hiding the massive catalogs of video games it sells. Walmart has issued conflicting statements on its position.
Okay, so it sounds like there are a few managers that are, if you have a super, conservative or religious, or I shouldn't say conservative because there's plenty of conservatives out there that know that video games aren't linked to violence. The only reason why I said that is because the 3 Republicans who are conservatives think that there is a link. Mm-hmm. Okay, instead I'll say the stupid sheep who maybe follow these people and believe in that and are manager of that particular Walmart made them take that down. You know what I'm saying? Made them actually pull the video games. Where my video games at?
In the back.
GameStop.
What are video games?
Our GameStop.
Let's go to GameStop.
Fuck Walmart. Let's go to GameStop.
Years.
All right, for a week.
Till the next thing. All right. So Ninja moved last week, and there was some controversy this week because Twitch kind of took over his homepage on Twitch, and they were using it. They removed all of his videos, and they were using it to advertise other Twitch channels. But the problem is within one of the first advertisements was porno, and so all of the young kids that were looking for
that's not Fortnite.
Yeah, that's not what I was looking for.
I don't remember that.
Mommy!
So that account got banned. So no porno on Twitch, but it was a big deal. Ninja came out and he publicly apologized to the people that were looking for his stuff, and it actually prompted him to kind of speak out about his experience leaving Twitch. It said that we're getting treated really poorly. All of the other people that have left haven't had all of their videos taken down.
Yeah, that.
And then that's a really big deal because he's like, look, I spent 10 years there. It wasn't a bad experience. He's moving on to different things. He's not saying bigger, better things, but it's different. He wanted that stuff there.
At first I thought, this is, Ninja just wanting to, get some publicity and punch at Twitch.
Yeah.
But then I realized it's actually Twitch has kind of been punching at Ninja for a little bit. And Ninja has been staying professional and quiet. And then finally, when Twitch does do something fucked up, he throws back. Mm-hmm. And that's completely fair because the example is PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
PewDiePie used to be Twitch, went to an exclusive streaming platform, forget what it is, never heard of it.
Yeah.
D Live maybe, I think, or some platform. And
I don't know.
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Someone let us know.
Twitch didn't fucking delete his channel or disable all his past VODs or disable all
use
of
it to
his
advertise
business.
for other
right,
places.
or use it to advertise on other people's channels. And so it's like, why did they do this specifically for Ninja?
They didn't like him. They're mad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is weird too, because like at the same time, fucking Twitch was doing that. Remember, like New Year's stuff. Other people would get like advertisement, like in people's channels. Like, hey, go watch Ninja. Go watch Pokemon.
Oh, what's Ninja?
It's like, hey,
they were advertising Ninja. That's like, why they're mad.
Like, what the fuck?
They advertise.
This is my channel. You doing this?
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're doing that to him.
New Year's
so
special.
Twitch, you need to stop fucking doing this shit. Come on.
Yeah, Twitch, you're making yourself look bad. Man, I don't know what to say. The people who are in charge making decisions at Twitch are constantly screwing it up. I think they're revealing a particular company culture. Now, not everybody. I mean, I personally know some good employees that work at Twitch.
Yeah.
But maybe the people who are in charge are just not making the right decisions. And it needs to change. Because I think this, especially the Ninja move, is opening up a wound, you know, and saying maybe Twitch isn't the end-all, be-all place.
Yeah.
No.
They need to get ahead of it, and this is not the way to do it. So
Right.
Yeah, because you also.
Well, we
pissed
don't
off
even know
him.
the fucking place fucking PewDiePie went, so maybe it is the end-all, be-all
No.
place.
No.
Well, Ninja's already got 1 million subscribers currently on Mixer.
Yeah, but the way I look at that is there's going to be a huge spike, and then he's going to drop.
Oh, for
because,
sure.
I mean, on Twitch, he had a huge spike, 300,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
which is insane amounts of money. And then he had 14,000
Yeah.
when he left.
Oh, that just means
it's going to be the same thing.
yeah, it's just 1 million new eyes on a platform that, I mean, that's what they brought him out for. That's what they paid him.
And
a bunch
the
of money.
eyes are saying the platform sucks compared to Twitch.
Oh,
at least from what
Mixer?
I've seen.
Oh, on Mixer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
even checked it out.
No, you don't watch Ninja. You're not a Fortnite viewer.
Go off-roading! Go off-roading! I remember when they first came out. I was like, yeah, that's going to be a great feature.
I was like, why?
The stream
gonna be
yelling
so
at you
annoying.
on stream. Got it. Anyways.
Well, speaking of Fortnite, Epic is getting sued. U.S. law firm Franklin D. Azar and Associates is calling for users who believe they've been affected to join the suit. So there was a breach in I think it was
Joe, it does kind of look like a lipstick.
Don't put that shit on.
that's on the internet forever now.
Am I pretty? It is on the internet.
So Epic had a fixed vulnerability in security that may have allowed hackers to access Fortnite users' account, including personal information and credit or debit cards linked to the game. It's a huge issue. Now, the reason that the lawsuit is coming forth is because Epic didn't announce or fix the issue for 2 months. And so it was a really big deal. There was a lot
All that money. And they didn't fix it for 2 months.
They didn't fix it. So that's what the class action suit's going about.
Still trying to buy games.
Yeah.
Too busy over here.
And so there's at least a couple hundred people that had their debit card and their credit card stolen, purchases, and so those are the people that joined in the class action suit.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see how they deal with that.
Here's the thing, Epic. I got no sympathy for you. I'm sorry, man. Once you're starting to make these millions and millions and millions and millions,
Yeah.
You should prepare for
billions,
something like that.
you gotta stay on your shit.
Yeah.
You gotta hire people who know what they're doing. And if you have a security breach, that shit needs to be locked down within 24 hours, 48 hours max. Not 2 months.
Yeah, it took too long for them to act. Now, of course, other people are saying, well, Steam's had breaches. Yes, lots and lots of companies that have breaches. The difference is how they respond to those breaches. The impact. It's like, look, if one of the last Steam breaches, you lost your email and your name got revealed, the last 4 digits of your phone number, and the last 2 digits of your credit card number.
Right, not actual credit
card
that
information.
Got straight up fucking stolen.
So we'll just have to see how this plays out, but it's something that doesn't.
This
look
might actually force Epic to fucking put some money into their goddamn fucking platform.
Yeah.
At least in the security
I would hope
area,
so.
and then it's like, okay, let's also buff this part up in shopping cart, and then fucking user
I don't feel
reviews and
safe.
put this.
Feel
Epic,
violated.
Epic, look at me, I'm the captain now. Fix your platform, and people will stop talking shit.
a little bit.
It's like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. right? Maybe.
If you build it well.
If you build it well.
Put the fucking features there, and people will stop talking shit.
Yeah.
Maybe don't do an exclusive deal with Ooblets. Maybe don't do an exclusive deal with fucking, I don't know, who's the next one you're about to do. Whoever the next one you're about to do is, still do it because I want to support developers now that I think about it. But then take some more money of that Fortnite money and put it towards the goddamn platform itself.
Yeah.
Make sure that you have at least half the features, maybe 2/3 of the features that Steam has, and all this goes away. Tim, what's his name?
Sweeney.
Tim Sweeney. I'm going to tweet this at him.
So
Tim.
I want to stop the people who are yelling at their screen right now.
Oh, what?
But Joe, Steam's been around for years, and it took them years to get from where they're at now.
It took them 15 years.
If you start something and you can learn from 15 years of your competitors', mistakes and successes. New car companies that come out this year will have seatbelts. They'll have radios.
On the last one already.
And it drives me goddamn crazy. Stop defending them. Like, fix your shit.
Yeah. The seatbelt analogy is perfect. Also, what's perfect is Anthem. Ugh. You remember that game, Joe?
Didn't it die?
Anthem?
I tried to forget.
It's dead, Joe. Stop hitting it. It's already dead.
No, the Cataclysm just came out.
You know what Cataclysm? The word Cataclysm means the destructive end. It already happened.
Well, the Cataclysm just came out, and guess what?
Title.
Guess what, Joe? It was not worth the wait.
Oh, you don't say.
You know,
they didn't do a good job.
No.
Was there at least a live stream where the developers were sitting there sad, just like slowly? They were just drinking a bottle of like Everclear.
Yeah. So this part's not finished yet. The trees will
They'll be there soon.
No. It just unfortunately it wasn't worth it. And yes, you're right. They should know. They should come out with these features. And I think eventually we're gonna get here. We're going to get there, but it's like because everybody was hating on Steam when it first came out as well.
Yeah.
Eventually, people are going to be okay with the Epic Store, but how long is it going to take to get there? Are they going to basically treat gamers like shit on the way there? Are they basically going to ignore all these concerns? I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much faith in them. You didn't check out Anthem?
No, I did not. I actually uninstalled it.
We just did a revisit on Star Wars Battlefront, which the weirdest thing is it pissed off the Star Wars Battlefront 2 Reddit, which makes no sense, Joe. That Reddit, 2 years later, now that the game's been out, it came out November 2017. Did you know?
No, I did not. Seems like only yesterday.
And the Reddit is the one that actually supported my review. In fact, more than me, they went out and they got positive change for the game, forcing EA stocks to drop, ripping out the loot boxes, bringing all the attention to that. Mm-hmm. But now if you look at the Reddit, like I'm like the worst person who's ever made a review. My review of Star Wars Battlefront 2 was so short-sighted because I didn't take into account all the improvements 2 years later.
2 years later? But
it's hilarious, and they're all like, "Joe's doing this." And when we revisited, and we were actually saying, "Hey, this is pretty fun," they were like, "Joe's doing it just for hate clicks." Like they didn't even bother watching the video. Like everybody's just hating on.
No, we were actually having fun.
I don't know.
I have no
idea what they're mad about. They said that there is bots in the game. When I said, "Oh, I'm looking forward to them putting bots in the game,"
Dell wouldn't let me.
And then there was
he kept complaining about it.
He kept complaining about it. I actually defended bots. I thought it was great. But no, I used a clip from the first time we played. You know how we played the game over several days because that's how we review things. I accidentally left that clip in that said that I'm looking forward to bots. Day 2, I'm over here playing with bots. I love bots. I'm defending bots. And then the other thing was the 4-person squad. You remember how you can spawn on any of the 4 people instead of just the buddy system? Dell was like, no, that's been in there from the beginning. It hasn't.
No?
Right. Oh. And I even pushed back on Dell. I was like, no, I don't really remember that part.
Yeah, I remember
so that's a new
talking.
feature.
I was like, I don't remember that.
So they got mad at those 2 things. But then it's like they ignored the rest of the video where it was like, it's only $5-10. They added a lot of things. Kind of good at this point. Please add Gungans. I'm looking forward to Gungans. No. Yeah, that'd be the greatest thing ever. No. You get to shoot Gungans.
No.
No? I want to be Jar Jar. I want to troll people with Jar Jar. If
Only
they
if
do
he's
that,
a Sith Lord.
if they add Jar Jar, I will literally demand every single one of the people who watch my show to purchase the game. They're not going to do it though.
No.
Because they have to get approval from LucasArts, and I think LucasArts and actually.
Not anymore.
That's old news. So then maybe Disney will approve it. I don't know. Interesting.
I don't think so, honestly.
Misa gonna fuck your wife. I control people as Jar Jar. Put it in the game. EA, it's in the game.
I don't remember that part of the movie.
Don't buy EA games until you watch a thorough review. Check out our Madden rant. Do not buy that shit.
So speaking of reviews, I think we should deduct 3 points
from what?
Once they add microtransactions, because they're not going to do it when we do it. They're going to do it after the review's out.
Right. So it's like, but here's the thing: how do you do that, Joe? If it's not there in the beginning and we think it might be there, you give it a -3. But that's not fair.
We're gonna have alternate endings. It's microtransactions. Click here.
We'll have our own AJS Bandersnatch type thing where we'll change the things. It's like click here if they've added.
Yeah, good job.
Choose your own adventure.
Yes.
No. So what we'll have to do is we might have to do more revisit videos. So revisit videos started with the Battlefront 2. Did very well, except for a small group on Battle. It just shocks me that Reddit turned
I'm so mad at Angry Joe. He's literally internet Satan.
Later. Well, consider what you have to do if you're still on the Battlefront 2 Reddit 2 years later, posting every day, then yeah, you fucking hate my guts.
Yeah, anyways, I saw a comment. They were like, "Hey, you should do this. It's a pretty cool video. Like Joe revisits. Like we'll do something like that."
Okay, so they're not all bad there. I'm just saying.
We'll see. Some
like No Man's
Sky. That's a huge one. Everyone's
October. No. August 13th, I think 14th. We might want to go and revisit that. Yeah.
How dare you? Right. Stop it.
All right. So I think we've come up with potentially a new series that can cover that, and yeah. Think that's it. Is that it?
Yeah, that's all we got this week. Thanks for stopping by.
I remembered. In other news, one final story. Kingdom Under Fire 2 apparently is actually coming out. Now, if you don't know Kingdom Under Fire 2, it's basically the Korean Duke Nukem Forever. And I said as much to their face back in 2014. Damn. Check it out.
라고 이제 회사에서 결정이 났고 좀.
So in 2007 we started as single mode player, which is
on the Xbox 360. I remember it back then. You know, you guys are kind of like the Duke Nukem Forever of the Korean world. I've been waiting forever for this game. You say yeah. Okay.
So it was a sequel of former Kingdom Under Fire series, but in 2009 we decided to make it as MMORPG.
So even back then, it was already like delayed 5-6 years. I think it's been like a decade. I got to see who's been delayed longer, Duke Nukem or Kingdom Under Fire 2. Well, apparently it was just announced that Kingdom Under Fire 2 is finally coming to North America later this year.
I've been waiting for a while.
Was it just like lost on someone's computer or something? It's like that they fired up an old PC. It's cool.
Yeah, so apparently GameForge hopes that there's they can go ahead and bring it over here. They don't have an exact date, so yeah, I'll
So later this year, but we don't have an exact date.
I'll believe it when I see it.
It's coming. Winter's coming.
Yeah, in 2020
you don't know when.
probably. But all right, guys. But yeah, if it does come out, I'll play it because it looked exciting when I saw it.
So many
5
changes.
years
it's
ago.
It's not gonna be the same game.
Then another 4 years before that when I got the internet. All right. Anyways, thank you so much. That's going to be it for this one. Yeah. Check out our channel.
Yeah.
Buy some merch.
Subscribe to it. Buy the merch. And click the links below. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show.
Bye guys.